Hello everybody, welcome back. In this class, I am going to discuss about auto wiring. Bean wiring means configuring the bean along with its dependencies into XML file. In bean wiring, the programmer is responsible to configure all the bean properties into XML file. In case of bean auto wiring, Spring IOC container will automatically wire the dependencies which are in the form of objects. It means auto wiring is supported only for objects dependency and not for primitives and connections. And there are the scopes. What are the advantages of auto wiring? It requires the less code because we don't need to write the code to inject the dependency explicitly. And disadvantage of auto wiring is no control of programmer and it can't be used for primitive and string values. And the scopes which are used for the auto wiring are by name. First is by name. In this type of auto wiring, the Spring container verifies whether the bean in the container whose ID is matched with the property to be injected or not. And if matched, then the container injects that bean object into the main object by calling the setter method. If no bean is found in the container with the ID as equal to the property name, then that property remains uh, unknown. So then the next scope is by type. In this type of auto wiring, Spring container verifies whether a bean class name can be configured in XML and property type to be injected are matching or not. If matched, then container injects the class object by calling the setter method of the class. If no class is matched, then property remains unwired. And next scope is constructor. In this type of auto wiring, Spring container verifies whether class name in the configuration is matching with the property type to be injected or not. If matched, then injects that class object by calling the constructor of the class. If no class is found with property type, then throws unsatisfied dependency exception. Both by type and constructor functionality is same, but the by type uses setter injection and constructor uses constructor injection. And the next one is the auto detect. In this type of auto wiring, Spring container tries to work like a constructor, and if not, then works like by type. It means if there is a constructor in the class, then works like constructor, and if there is a setter in the class, then works like the by type. If the class contains both constructor and setter, then the first preference will be given to constructor auto wiring. And the common points of auto wiring are biname and by-type auto wiring uses setter injection. And by-type and constructor auto wiring checks for class name but not for its ID. In biname auto wiring, there is no chance of getting unsatisfied dependency exception because we cannot duplicate the bean ID in XML file. And if you don't specify, then the default auto wire is none. It means explicit wiring is required. If dependency is in the form of objects and also in the form of primitives or collections, we should combine both auto wiring and explicit wiring. And so this is about the auto wiring. So hope you understood. I will continue in the next class.